गलत है वो कि पहले पूजा करा के शुक्रवार से पूजा करे थे, पूजा करा के करना पड़ेगा। चलो मैं बात करता हूँ।
दूध बनाना है। श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की, बख्शी रमणी प्रहलाद महाराज की। श्री नरसिम्हा जय नरसिम्हा, जय जय नरसिम्हा। प्रहलादेशा मुखा पद्मा, मुखा पद्म भृंगा। श्री नरसिम्हा जय नरसिम्हा, जय जय नरसिम्हा। प्रहलादेशा जया पद्मा, मुखा पद्म भृंगा। श्री नरसिम्हा जय नरसिम्हा, जय जय नरसिम्हा। प्रहलादेशा जया पद्मा, मुखा पद्म भृंगा। तब कर कमल वरे नखाम, अद्भुत श्रृंगाम। दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा। केशवधीता नरहरि रूपा, जया जगदीश हरे। जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तब कर कमल वरे नखाम, अद्भुत श्रृंगा। हम दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा। केशवधीता केशवाधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमल वरेण कमद्भुत श्रृंगाम दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगाम केशवाधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Parsadi Radha Parsadi Radhe Jayo Lalita Vishakha Lalita Vishakha Lalita Vishakha Jaya Lalita Vishakha Jai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय। बख्शियोनी प्रहलाद महाराज की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Parthasarthi, Radha Parthasarthi Radhe. Just once. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Namah Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya, Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin, Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashchacha Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana
Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Bando mui sabadana mate Bando mui sabadana mate Chahara prasade bai e bhavatori akya Krishna prapti hoya ade Guru Mukha Padmavakya Chitte Te Koriyakya Arna Kori Homane Asha Arna Kori Homane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Jai Prashade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prashade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudana Dilo Ye Jamme Jamme Prabhu Se Chakudana Dilo Ye Jamme Jamme Prabhu Se Devya Gyan Rire Prakashito Devya Gyan Rire Prakashito Prema Bhakti Yahate Atichavena Satyate Vede Gaya Haracharito Vede Gaya Haracharito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu Lokana lokera jipana. Lokana lokera jipana. Ha ha Prabhu koro doya de omore pada chaya. Ha ha Prabhu koro doya de omore pada chaya. Eve jasha gukshuk tripupana. Eve jasha gukshuk tripupana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadesha Tarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vatsari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vatsari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vatsari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaurahari, Nitai Gauranga, Gaurahari. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaurahari, Gaurahari. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaurahari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Premanandi.
अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नेत लीला प्रविष्ट ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा पार्थ सारथी ललिता विशाखा गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री श्री गौरनेताई की श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह प्रहलाद महाराज की समवेत भक्त वृंद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ISKCON वर्तमानाचार्य वृंद की श्री अक्षय तृतीया महामहोत्सव की श्री चंदन यात्रा महामहोत्सव की श्रीमती तुलसी शालिग्राम जलदान महामहोत्सव की गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Bol.
श्री गुरु वंदना हमारे साथ पढ़ेंगे। हमारे गुरुदेव के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन है जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्ति प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति एवं श्रद्धा पूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ। उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है। मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है कि उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूं। उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो समस्त मनोरथों को पूर्ण करती है। वे मेरी बंद आँखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं। जन्म जन्मांतरों में वे मेरे प्रभु हैं। वे प्रेमा भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं और अविद्या का नाश करते हैं। वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतित आत्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु एवं सभी लोगों के जीवन हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, मुझ पर दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने श्री चरणों की छाया प्रदान कीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। श्रील प्रभुपाद की।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can hear okay? Can you understand okay? A little bit? Is anyone here that was initiated in 2015 Kartik here in Vrindavan? Anybody here from that initiation at Gopal Krishna Maharaj? 2015 Kartik. Anybody here was initiated that time? I had the good fortune of being present for that initiation. So I'm just wondering if anyone is here now from that time. So I was requested, because today is the beginning of Chandan Yatra, to speak a little bit, read a little bit from Chaitanya Charitamrita about the pastimes of Madhavendra Puri. So, usually when we have Chaitanya Charitamrita reading, we usually sing one bhajan from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this is one by Narottam Das Thakur, one of the simplest and probably one of the most popular. So I think many of you may know it. The tune will be a little different than you're used to, but I'm sure you can pick up on it. If you don't know the bhajan, on the refrain, the second time, just chant Hare Krishna. Okay? If you don't know the bhajan. Ha ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Suti Kripa Bolokana Goro Ami Goro Duki. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, aha sadhu sanatana, rupa raguna, bhakta yuga chichiva, Prabhu lokana. Hare Krishna. Doya Koro Sita Pati Advaita Gosha Tava Hipa Baleka Chaitanya Nita. Bolo, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Toya Koro Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Samyamage Narottamata. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koro Moy Toma Bina Ke Doyaru Jagatam Sare. Jagatam Sare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Ashtotarasata Shri Shrimad is a divine grace of Boy Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami ISKCON Samstapikacharya BBT Samstapikacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Dhardas Thakur Ki Jai. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Grantharaj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Samabeta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hare Krishna. So it's nice to be back in the beautiful Radha Sarta Parthasarta Radha Krishna Parthasarti Mandir. The mandir that was the temple that was very dear, the mandir that was very dear to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. I was mentioning this, we just came from Vrindavan for the last rites ceremony, or the annual first year of the departure of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And then we went to Kurukshetra for the parikram and see the beautiful temple, Krishna Arjuna temple in Kurukshetra, which is being manifest by the power of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, through his representative, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and all of the devotees that are involved with this extremely important center, major project. But what many of you do not know, that the very first foundation laying ceremony by Gopal Krishna Maharaj was in Vancouver. 1981, just after he had taken the post of the GBC for the zone, he did a ground-breaking ceremony, put the Ananta Shesh, and the present Vancouver temple came up there. That was the first one. So right at the very beginning, temple building was one of his mandates. So this is how I am. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Niti Namane. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatcha Deshatarne. So I was requested to read something, speak something from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and specifically the pastimes of Madhavendra Puri, because today is the beginning of the Chandan Yatra, the sandalwood. So, so what I'm going to do, if you have a book in Hindi that you can follow along, we can follow along this section. I'll speak a little bit doing some summary in certain areas, and then we'll speak a little more. I'll just read the Leela directly from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and if Krishna so desires, willing, perhaps we can expand some of it, make some other points, but we'll leave it up to His mercy. But in order for me to be able to speak, I need the mercy of not only Srila Prabhupada, actually all I need is the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. However, it would be very, very beneficial and helpful if I had the mercy of all of you wonderful Vaishnava and Vaishnavis. So, I lie flat at all of your lotus feet. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha. Kripa Sindhu Piyevicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you. So the invocation for the Chaitanya Charitamrita, for any Leela, Lord Chaitanya, but particularly Chaitanya Charitamrita, begins with Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we're reading from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-līlā, chapter 4. And just one second here, I'll pull up the verse. There we go. We're going to start at text 105. Om Jnanatamanandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshuna Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. I will read the Bengali just for this verse, and then we'll just read the English translations. Etamata vatsara dui karila sevana ekadina puri gosani pana. You all have excellent memory. Okay, translation. Should we do everybody get a turn, do you think, or should we just go to the... Okay, so we'll do this one. There's no purport, but that's okay. So we'll do it again. Eta mata vatsara dui karli sevana ekadina puri gosani dekila svapana e mata vatsara dui karila sevana ekadina puri gosani dikela svapana. Someone? Puri gosani dikela svapana. Zara du ekadina puri gosani dekila svapana. Mataji's? Okay. Should we do word for word or just go translation? Okay, we'll do word for word. Ae mata. In this way, Vatsara, years, Dui, 2, Karila, performed, Sevana, worship, Ekadina, 1 day, Puri Gosani, Madhavendra Puri, Dekila, saw, Swapana, a dream. In this way, the deity worship in the temple was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then one day, Madhavendra Puri had a dream. Everyone repeat. In the temple was very was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then one day, Madhavendra Puri had a dream. Okay. This point, the deity worship has been beautifully established by Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri was at Govardhan, and when he was at Govardhan, he was very renounced. He didn't go begging for anything. And one beautiful, beautiful little village boy came to Madhavendra Puri with a pot of milk. And Madhavendra Puri inquired from him, "How did you know I was here? And how did you know I was hungry?" And the boy said, "In our village, no one goes hungry. And someone witnessed you being here, so I came and brought you some nice milk. And I will come later and take the empty pot." So in this way, Madhavendra Puri had some nourishment. Then later the young boy came, took the pot. That evening, now this is the first one, that evening, Madhavendra Puri was just chanting. He was by Govardhan, right at Govinda Kund. Any devotees been to Govinda Kund? How many? I would think most of you in Vrindavan, Govinda Kund, yeah. So Govinda Kund is a very special place. Initially it was very special because after Lord Krishna had humbled Indra because of Indra's sacrifice being stopped, his sacrifice was being stopped, so he sent the cloud of destruction. Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, and then Indra came to his senses and realized, oh, this little boy who usurped and stopped my sacrifice is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then he came, he offered beautiful prayers, and his elephant Aravata did Abhishek. Took some water from the Govinda Kund and put it on the head of Krishna. And one cow was also there, and so this was Abhishek at Govinda Kund, and the remnants of that Abhishek is Govinda Kund. That's why it's called Govinda, because it's Govinda Kund. So Madhavendra Puri is sitting by Govinda Kund, very, very special place. If you go to Vrindavan, it's ideally all these sacred kunds. You take bath, you take a little water on the head. You don't put your feet in the water. You approach it very, very respectfully, especially Radha Kund, but other kunds as well. But sometimes you get an opportunity, even unwillingly, to take bath in Govinda Kund. So I'll tell you a personal story about my getting purified by Govinda Kund. 2005, I was on Parikram. We went to Govinda Kund, and I hadn't been there for 10 years. And I was very excited. There's Govardhan, and I had my little camera. I'm taking pictures. And as you know, many of you, there's a platform, and then there's the steps that go down, and there's another platform, and then other steps that go down. So I'm taking some pictures. I back up, and I fall on this first step. Then I roll down the next step, the next step, and I turned and I fell into the Kund. I got special mercy. Yeah. Even unwillingly. The land of Raj is so merciful. So, Madhavendra Puri was sitting under the tree. He was chanting japa. And he started to fall asleep. I wouldn't say he exactly fell asleep. I mean, when I chant japa and I feel tired, but Madhavendra Puri, he's absorbed on the holy name. And then he started to dream. And in that dream, that same little boy came to him and said, "My name is Gopal." And the temple was being threatened to be attacked. And the pujari, he became very fearful. So he took me and hid me in the bushes, and I ran away. And he ran away, rather, the pujari. He hid me in the bushes, and he ran away. And I've been here for the long time. The rain, the wind, the heat. I'm very thirsty. I'm very hungry. Please come and save me. And then he mentioned to Madhavendra Puri where he was. And he said, "You go get the villagers and come and find me." So Madhavendra Puri woke from his dream. He went to the villagers. He told the villagers, "Come. Madhavendra Puri, this Gopal, he's in the bushes." It was a thick jungle then. It was a thick jungle. Now, Raj, and especially around Govardhan, it's very dry, very hot. In fact, last year, the previous year, was the hottest place on the planet at one time. It was so hot in this time of year, April, May. That's why we have the Chandan Yatra. We put the Chandan on the deity, we put the cool to keep us cool. So Madhavendra Puri got the villagers. It was a thick jungle. They got the choppers and they went looking for the Gopal. And they found Gopal. And then Madhavendra Puri, I'm going to summarize Madhavendra Puri. They took the Gopal deity. They made a nice stone platform. They put another stone to support at the back. He performed arti. And then all the villagers brought all their grains, the rice, the dal, the wheat, the vegetables. And they offered it to Gopal, Anakut. And then word got out in the other villages, and all the other villages, they started coming, and they bring all their supply, and they're offering it to Gopal. And then Madhavendra Puri, he arranged for the Abhishek. Pancha Gava Abhishek. 5 items from the sacred cow. Milk, yogurt, ghee, urine, and dung to bathe. And in this way, very, very elaborate. Considering just on the top, there's no temple per se, but Madhavendra Puri, because of his purity, the deity worship was very high, and in this way the deity was cleansed. Then 2 brahmanas came. Madhavendra Puri liked them very much. This was after 2 years. And then he asked them, "You please take over the worship of the deities." Just like Srila Prabhupada, he established Krishna Balaram. He established so much deity worship around the world. Paris, Sri Radha Parish Ishvari, right? Los Angeles, Dwarkadish, all over the world. He installed Radha Govinda in New York. So this way, and then he trains his disciples, and they take over. So in the same way, Madhavendra Puri, he trained, and they started to do the deity worship. And then, in this way, the deity worship in the temple was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then, one day, Madhavendra Puri had a dream. Number 2, second dream. In his dream, Madhavendra Puri saw Gopal again, who said, "My bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me." One of the reasons now, I'm a very bad example right now. I have too much hair. I've been looking for a barber for a few days. But keeping the head shaved keeps you cool. I'm sure many of you know this pastime with Srila Prabhupada. He was in the West, and the reporter was there. It was a lady reporter. And at the time, the fashion was short skirt. And so she's feeling a little uncomfortable sitting with the great Srila Prabhupada, and she's tugging on her skirt. You know, she's like, it's a little too high, or too much of the leg is showing. And she's getting flustered. She's asking Prabhupada questions, and she's getting a little flustered. So finally, out of frustration, she says, "Why do you shave your head?" In a negative way. Why do you shave your head? Why do you have a bare head? Prabhupada said, "Why do you have bare legs?" And she was completely, as Prabhupada always did, completely humbled, feeling very, very bad. And then Prabhupada said, "Shaved head keeps you very cool-headed. Better to have a cool head and warm legs." So, keeping the head shaved is cooling. Putting the sandalwood on the forehead is cooling. Putting sandalwood on the deity is cooling. Why are we starting now? Do you notice how hot it's getting? So that's why. Keep the deity cool. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the deity of Gopal has been buried within the jungle for many years. And though he was installed and was offered thousands of pots of water, he still felt very hot. He therefore asked Madhavendra Puri to bring sandalwood from the Malaya province. Sandalwood produced in Malaya is very popular. That province is situated on the western Ghat, and the hill Nilagiri is sometimes known as Malaya Hill. So in this way he talks about the location. Sometimes the word Malaya refers to the modern country, Malaysia. Formerly this country also produced sandalwood, but now they have found it profitable to produce, anybody know what? Rubber trees. Because during this time, 1970s, automobile industry, more and more cars, they need to make tires, and the tires used to be made by rubber. So they got rid of the beautiful sandalwood, beautiful fragrance, nice hardwood, cooling, and put in rubber trees so they can make rubber. More money. Money is not honey. Back to the verse. So Gopal is again in the dream is instructing Madhavendra Puri. Bring sandalwood pulp from Jaganath Puri. Kindly go quickly, since no one else can do it. You must. After having this dream, Madhavendra Puri Goswami became very glad due to the ecstasy of love of Godhead. And in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started east toward Bengal. Anybody have a dream about the deities, Radha, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, Guru? Anybody? You dream about your... I know you must have had many. Yeah. It's rare, at least for me, it's very rare. But the dream of the deity, the dream of Prabhupada, the dream of your Guru, even if you're on Harinam, maybe you dream on Harinam, it's not an ordinary dream, it's transcendental experience. And when you have it, you wake up refreshed. So in this way, Madhavendra Puri, after he had the dream where the Gopal deity came to him, it woke up and he was in ecstasy. Usually when we wake up, I shouldn't say you, I should say me. Usually when I wake up, I don't wake up in ecstasy. Usually I wake up coming out of the mode of ignorance, crawl to the bathroom to get some shower, clean the mouth. But Madhavendra Puri, The 6 Goswamis, Srila Prabhupada, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Wake up fully rejuvenated. Before leaving, next verse, Madhavendra Puri made all arrangements for regular deity worship, and he engaged different people in various duties, taking up the order of Gopal. He started for Bengal. When Madhavendra Puri arrived at the house of Advaitacharya in Shantipur, the Advaitacharya became very pleased upon seeing the ecstatic love of Godhead manifested in Madhavendra Puri. Many people been to Mayapur? Not far from Mayapur is Shantipur. So Madhavendra Puri, he's leaving from Govardhan and he passes through Shantipur and meets with Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya becomes a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Another disciple of Madhavendra Puri, Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda. It's Madhavendra Puri. Actually, there's a little contention. Some say that he's a disciple of Lakshmipati, who was the guru of Madhavendra Puri. There's a little bit of, some question about that. But generally we accept Nityananda to be the disciple of Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya begged to be initiated by Madhavendra Puri. After initiating him, Madhavendra Puri started for South India. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that Advaitacharya took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, who was a sannyasi in the disciplic succession of the Madhava Sampradaya. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kiba Vripra Kiba Nasi, Ksudra Sena Hoy, E Krishna Tataveti, Se Guru Hoy. A person may be a brahmana, a sannyasi, a shudra, or whatever, but if he is well conversant in the science of Krishna, he can become guru. This is a very important point, especially in our International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Sometimes those born in Brahminical families, they try to claim the right that only Brahmins can take initiation and give initiation. But it's said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that even if one is expert in all the Brahminical activities, studying Shastra, teaching Shastra, doing worship, sacrifice, teaching sacrifice, etc. But even if he's born in a Brahmana family, but if he's not a devotee of Vishnu or Krishna, then he's not as good as someone who may have been born in a family of lower than Shudra, dog eaters. Because that so-called Brahmana, he can't even deliver himself. Whereas one who is Vaishnava, not only can he deliver himself, but he can deliver the entire world. But we don't say, oh, you're born in a Brahmana, therefore you're no good. No. If you're born in a Brahmana family, you have very good opportunity. You have best opportunity. But it's not just because you're born in Brahmana family that you automatically are qualified. And it's not just because you're born in a Shudra or lower than Shudra family that automatically, you start chanting Hare Krishna and automatically you're qualified to initiate. No, you have to go through the proper purificatory process. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahad Vagni Nirvapamam. So here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning who is qualified to become a guru. One who knows the science of Krishna. Not just knows, but applies. Some people are very good at preaching, speaking, but they don't follow. And others, they may follow, but they're not necessarily giving. They're not so ideally, Rupa Goswami says, ideally, we follow and we teach simultaneously. Just like a bucket of water, if a bucket of water has a hole in it, the water will eventually leak out. So we get some Krishna consciousness, and if we try to just hold it, eventually it will dissipate. So with the bucket of water, in order to keep the level of water high, or even higher, you add more water. And the more water you add, even though the water is coming out, the more it fills up. Similarly, whatever Krishna consciousness we know, we learn, we try to give that to others. And the more we try to give, the more we get. Giving and getting. We don't want to be kripana. We don't want to be miserly. Just keep it for ourselves. Goshtanandi, Bhajananandi. We're Goshtanandis. Our disciplic line is giving to others, predominantly, primarily. Such as Srila Prabhupada. He had big dreams. He gave Krishna consciousness. He didn't keep. He had so much to give. He gave it away. Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all the great acharyas. They give it. The more you give, the more you get. We'll go to the next verse. Going into South India, Sri Madhavendra Puri visited Ramuna, where Gopinath is situated. Upon seeing the beauty of the deity, Madhavendra Puri was overwhelmed. In the corridor of the temple from which people generally view deity, Madhavendra Puri chanted and danced. Then he sat down there and asked the Brahmana what kinds of foods they offered to the deity. I'm just going to summarize this pastime. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know this pastime. That now he's on his way from Vrindavan, Govardhan, to go and get some sandalwood. He's going to go to Jaganath Puri because he's instructed by Gopal in a dream to go to Jaganath Puri to get some sandalwood to keep him cool, because all the bathing from Radha Kund is not sufficient to keep him cool. So Madhavendra Puri goes to get, but on the way he comes to Ramuna, and he sees the elaborate, beautiful boga that's being offered to Gopinath. So he inquires. He's inquiring. Now, when I go to a temple and I see beautiful prasadam, we don't see the boga, but we see the beautiful prasadam. I'm not thinking, oh, I wonder what this tastes like so I can take it home to my deity. I'm thinking, oh, what does this taste like so I can taste it? But Madhavendra Puri, he's not thinking like that. He's thinking, I wonder what this prasad, this bhog tastes like, because I want to make it for my own Gopal deity. And particularly in Ramuna, they have special cows. They have cows that graze on special lawns, and those cows get special grass, and they provide special milk, and from that special milk they make the kheer. And that kheer they offer to Gopinath. So it's very, very special kheer. So Madhavendra Puri, he's thinking, I wonder what that kheer tastes like, because I want to make it for my deity. But when he was thinking like that, immediately he was thinking, oh, aparad. I think we know, right? When the offering is being made, the area has to be very clean. The consciousness is clean. If the temple kitchen, the kitchen is kept very nice and clean, then when the pujari, the cook, comes to clean, his consciousness is already helped to be clean, and then he can make nice offering. But if you have to, you go in the kitchen, everything's not very clean. You see some spilled boga or prasadam, and the pots are not clean. It's a little disturbing. And the consciousness by which one is making the offering, it actually goes into the especially the grains, into the food. But in this case, in Ramuna, everything's nice, and so Madhavendra Puri is thinking, I'm tasting it, and they think, oh, I made an offense. One should never taste or even think of tasting before it's offered to the deity. I know this, everyone knows this. I know you all know this. This is ABC. Right? But I'm on a roll here, so you have to bear with me. So Madhavendra Puri, he goes away, and then the deity, I know most of it, so the deity comes to the pujari at night and says, I hid some sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri. I put it to the side because he wanted to taste it. And because Madhavendra Puri of his purity and his advancement, so the pujari woke up with the dream, went, found the kir, went looking for Madhavendra Puri. Where is the devotee Madhavendra Puri? Where is the devotee Madhavendra Puri? And then he found him, he gave him the kir. Gopinath has given you the kir, and therefore he's known as Chira Chora Gopinath. So then Madhavendra Puri, he continues his travel. What time do we finish? 9 o'clock? Okay, we have about maybe 10 minutes. So he continues his travel. Now I'm going to try to recall. And he comes to Jaganath Puri. Now, if you go to Jaganath Puri, the government that time, and I also believe at this time, controls everything. So all the sandalwood that they would use for the deity, all the oil, all the nice substances that they would offer to the Jagannath deity would be controlled and managed by the government, and the government very, very reluctant to give it out other than for Lord Jagannath. But Madhavendra Puri, because of his purity, the government allowed him to have some of the sandalwood. And then at some point, he got so much sandalwood, if my memory serves me correct, maybe you can correct me if anyone knows, it was 70 kilos. 70 kilos of sandalwood. I was just in Rohini temple yesterday, first time. The art is so beautiful. Beautiful color coordinations, detail, the marble. Not that this place isn't. This is also very beautiful, but it's brand new. A little more technologies involved for building. This is 20 years ago. This was almost 20 years ago this was open. No, excuse me, 30 years ago. Almost 30 years ago this is. And I was in the gift shop and I looked at sandalwood. A little stick of sandalwood, 270 rupees, one little stick. And Madhavendra Puri is bringing back 70 kilos. 36 kilos, 70 pounds. Yeah, 70 pounds. No, 70-something. 70-something pounds. Yeah, thank you. He is the encyclopedia of Shastra. That's why every time I say... That's why whenever I say if I'm making an error or, maybe I'm not exactly correct with the detail, I always look over at him. The essence, that's what is being spoken, is what is the message, even though even the detail may be a little bit not perfect. So he's bringing these 70 pounds, 36 kilos of sandalwood. Now, it's not like he had a cart. It's not like he, has something to carry with. He's basically carrying it, 70 pounds. And he comes back to Ramuna. And in Ramuna, I'm going to finish here. And in Ramuna, he's feeling a little tired. And he has a dream. When he's in Ramuna. Now who's in Ramuna? Chira Gopinath. And he has a dream. And who comes to him in the dream? Gopal. Third time. Right? First in the bushes. Second, go get sandalwood. Third time in Ramuna. Gopinath says, my dear Madhavendra Puri, I'm loosely paraphrasing, but this is the idea. You've undergone all this austerity to bring this sandalwood, and Ramuna is still a long way from Govardhan, where I am. So therefore, I want you can leave the sandalwood here in Ramuna, and the sandalwood can be used for the Gopinath deity. And in this way, Madhavendra Puri, he left the sandalwood. He hired some people to make the paste. You know how to make the paste. You have the rock, granite. It's not smooth, rough, and you take the wood, put a little water, a little rose water also, mix it, and that's how you make the sandalwood paste. So Madhavendra Puri, he hired some people to make the sandalwood paste, and he left it for the Gopinath deity. And in this way, when Gopinath was covered, Gopal said, when he is, we're non-different, it's the same. So, we know it's that Achinta Beda Abeda Tattva philosophy. Simultaneously one and different. Simultaneously, all the deities of Radha and Krishna, they're the same. Gopinath, Gopal, same. But simultaneously, they're also different. Madana Mohan, Sambandhana, introducing to Krishna consciousness. You're introduced. This is the Sambandhana. Chaitanya Charitamrita is divided into 3 sections. Sambandhana, you hear about Lord Chaitanya, especially the first Adi-līlā, all about learning Lord Chaitanya. Who's Lord Chaitanya? The disciplic line. Who is Advaita? Who is Nityananda? The foundation. First you're introduced, Sambandhana. Then, Madhya-līlā, good part of Madhya-līlā, there is some Līlā. Madhya-līlā, there is instruction. So then you get instruction. So Radha Madana Mohan is the Sambandhana, introduction. Radha Govinda, now I've heard both, and I'm gonna get confirmation from my dear godbrother Prabhu. Govinda, he is Sambandhana Abhideya. He represents the Abhideya. Now you get the instruction. Adoshara tata sadhu sangha. Right? Bhajana kriya. Now you start the application. That is Govinda. And then Gopinath is Prayojana. The conclusion. The ecstasy. So the 3 deities, the 3 primary deities of Vrindavan, Madana Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, represent the Sambandhana, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Introduction, application, realization. Introduction, application, realization, that's in everything. But when you use the term Sambandhana, Abhideya, Prayojana, that's for spiritual. Want to bake a cake? Sambandhana. Here's how you bake a cake. Abhideya, you apply the ingredients, follow the instructions, and apply. Then Prayojana. Then you get the nice, tasty cake, if you follow directions properly. Sambandhana, Abhideya, Prayojana. And the 3 presiding deities represent introduction, application, and... But it doesn't mean, even then, now the reason I got on this is because they're simultaneously the same and at the same time different. So it doesn't mean that because your temple is Madana Mohan, you can only come to the level of Sambandhana. No, you can get all the way to Prayojana because simultaneously the same as Gopinath, the same as Govinda. But there's a certain mood for each deity, a certain mood for each name of Krishna. There's a certain mood for each name that we go by. You're known as Bhakta so-and-so. That's a certain mode. When Prabhupada used the term Bhakta, it meant for new devotees. And I understand that most of those wearing are the Bhaktas, Bhakta so-and-so. So you recognize by that. And maybe when you go home, your mother calls you by the name that she gave you. Well, actually it's the same. But after you're initiated, you have a different name. And you have a different profile, different perspective. And then you get a title after your name. Swami, you have a different profile. Same person, different profile. A good preacher, he carries different profiles. You know your audience, you carry the profile for your audience. You meet a person on the street, never heard of Krishna, you may just be friendly. But if you're in a formal setting, then you may be a little more formal. So, same person, different personality. So Krishna, his personality, his activities are unlimited. So he has unlimited activities, unlimited personalities, and therefore he has different names to acknowledge the different activities, the different personalities. Prabhupada used the example of the judge. The judge is the same person. So when he's in the office, he's wearing a certain type of dress. And when he's at home, he's wearing a different dress. And his mood is different. He has a different name at home and he has a different name in the office. But he's the same person. So he's simultaneously one and the same. So the same with all the deities. So when Madhavendra Puri was requested by Gopal through the third dream to worship Gopinath, give the Chandan to Gopinath, that he did it, and Gopinath said it's the same. Simultaneously the same and different. Is that okay, Maharaj?
Haribol.
It's okay?
Haribol.
Not too many mistakes? Anyone have any comments or any questions?
Prabhuji, yes.
We have,
I have comments.
yes, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Is straight. I am sitting here straight.
Who am I speaking? Where's the microphone?
Haribol. Prabhu, today festival.
Okay.
तो आज सभी भक्तों को आज मतलब अक्षय तृतीया महामहोत्सव जो है, अक्षय का मतलब है जो कभी क्षय नाश नहीं होता है। आज के दिन से ही कोई भी शुभ कार्य बिना मुहूर्त निकाले ही शुरू कर सकते हैं। तो अक्षय तृतीया इतना महान क्यों है? तो नंबर 1, चंदन यात्रा शुरू कम से कम 21 दिन लगातार आज से। दूसरा, अक्षय फल प्रदान करने वाला है। तीसरा, श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ने आज के दिन ही झांसी में 16 मई 1953 को लीग ऑफ डिवोटीज की स्थापना की थी। चौथा, आज के दिन ही माँ गंगा का धरती पर अवतरण हुआ है। और पांचवा, महर्षि परशुराम जी का जन्मदिन भी आज के दिन ही हुआ। और छठवां, द्रौपदी माता को चीरहरण से भगवान ने आज के दिन ही बचाया था। नवा, कृष्ण और सुदामा का मिलन आज के दिन ही हुआ था। 10वां, पुरी में जगन्नाथ भगवान जी का रथ बनना शुरू आज से ही हुआ है। और 11वां, बद्रीनाथ दर्शन और उनकी सेवा, उनका कपाट आज से खुलता है। और 12वां, बांके बिहारी जी के चरण दर्शन साल में केवल एक बार वृंदावन में आज होते हैं, वैसे नहीं होते हैं, ढके रहते हैं। 13वां, ब्रज में पावन सरोवर का प्राकट्य आज के दिन ही है। और 14वां, सिंहाचलम नरसिंह के पूर्ण दर्शन। और 15वां, सूर्यदेव द्वारा पांडवों को आज के दिन ही अक्षय पात्र प्रदान किया गया था। और 17वां, महाभारत का युद्ध समापन आज ही हुआ था। और 18, कुबेर को धन और पद की प्राप्ति भी आज के दिन हुई थी। और 19वां, सतयुग का प्रारंभ का दिन भी आज के दिन से सतयुग भी प्रारंभ हुआ था। तो विश्व महाभारत की रचना का प्रारंभ भी अक्षय तृतीया से ही किया गया था। और 21वां, ब्रह्मा जी के पुत्र अक्षय कुमार का जन्म भी आज के दिन ही है। और 22वां, आदि शंकराचार्य जी के द्वारा कनक धारा स्तोत्र की रचना भी जो है वो आज के दिन से ही की गई है। हरे कृष्णा। बस ये
Hari Bol. Thank you. Okay. Is there a special program you want to announce or?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for your nice lecture. I will speak something about Akshaya Tritiya, the date. This is the day when Satyug started.
Yeah.
So,
Translating.
so this is a very powerful day. Satyuga starts on this day, very powerful, because from Satyuga, when the age of the human beings is 1 lakh years, so every day as Satyuga passes, the age decreases, and then and at end of Satyuga, the age becomes 10,000 years. Then Treta Yuga starts decreasing, and at the end of Treta Yuga, it becomes 1,000 years. Then Dwapar starts from that point. So Dwapar passes, then at the end of Dwapar, the age becomes only 100 years. Then as Kali Yuga passes, so the age decreases, and at the end of Kali Yuga, the age becomes only 20 years. And on this day, you see so much change that from 20 years, the age becomes 1 lakh years. So the one day is so much powerful, the age from 20 years, the age becomes 1 lakh years. In the same way, the dharma, the 4 legs of dharma. So Satyuga begins, the 4 legs of dharma are complete. Then as the Satyuga passes, 1 leg of dharma decreases, and at the end of Satyuga, only 3 legs of dharma. Then as Treta Yuga passes, the legs, only 2 legs of dharma. Then as the Dwapar passes, so at the end of Dwapar, only 1 leg of dharma. Then Kali Yuga passes, then at the end of Kali Yuga, no leg. Dharma becomes without legs. And on this day, sudden increase, the 4 legs of dharma complete. So this is very powerful, Akshaya Tritiya. In the same way, the rivers contain 100% water in the beginning of Satyuga. Then Satyuga passes, then at the end of Satyuga, the river contain only 75% water. Then as Treta passes, at the end of Treta, 50% water. Then the Dwapar passes, only 25% water. And then Kali Yuga passes, at the end of Kali Yuga, no water in the rivers. And on this day, 100% water in the rivers. Sudden change, so there's so much increase. So this Akshaya Tritiya is very powerful. So whatever we chant or whatever we give charity, whatever we listen or chant or glorify Krishna, so this becomes Akshaya. Akshaya means never decreasing. Hari Bol. Akshaya Tritiya Mahotsava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare